then we see that many people foretold the coming of the Prophet ﷺ. And one of the things to mention of relevance here is that one of the greatest signs of the end of time, and this something is a topic that people are fascinated with. Yeah. End of time. People want to know about the Dajjal. People want to know about the time of the Mahdi. Where is he? When is he going to come? Etc. etc. People are fascinated about this. Remember when one of the Sahaba came to the Prophet ﷺ, asked him, Mata sa'a ya Rasulullah? Said, when is the end of time? The Prophet ﷺ didn't tell him. He didn't even tell him the signs. He says, what have you prepared for it? That's what matters. End of time can come now. End of time can come tomorrow, it can come next year, 5 years down the line. We don't know. The thing of importance is, what have we prepared for it? What have we passed down to those people who will come to the end of time, even if we don't reach it? Or what have we prepared for ourselves if the end of time comes upon us? So the greatest sign of the end of time is the Prophet ﷺ himself. He closes the door of prophecy. Imagine, over 124,000 prophets or more came. So throughout history, prophets came from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the final prophet. This is the door closed down. End. This is the beginning of the end now. This is why the Prophet ﷺ said that the best of times is my time. خَيْرَ الْقُرُونِ قَرْنِي. The best of ages is my time. After that, it's downhill after this. Finished. Every generation, every day that we go away from the Prophet ﷺ, that we take a distance, a step away from the Prophet ﷺ, time is getting worse and worse and worse. That's reality. So the Prophet ﷺ is one of the greatest signs of the end of time. And this tells us that not all of the signs of the end of time are bad. There are some signs of the end of time that are good signs. The coming of Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam, it's a good thing. The coming of the Mahdi alayhi salam, it's a good thing. Yeah? So these kind of things. The shaking of Makkah al-Mukarramah and Madinah al-Munawwarah by earthquakes, it's a good thing. Why? Because it cleanses those two places of hypocrites. That's what happens at the end of time. That those two places are going to be hit by earthquakes. What's going to happen? All of the Indian, the Pakistani, Bangladeshi, Sri Lankan workers, they're going to be staying there. They're going to stay there, they can't get out. They're going to stand there reading Salatu Salam. Ya Nabi Salam Alaikum. And all of the hypocrites, and A'udhu Billah, me personally, I've come across people from that land who've said, I've lived here 10 years, I've never visited the mosque of the Prophet. What's the big deal? A'udhu Billah. People who are blinded. This is why there's certain people who are far away from the Prophet ﷺ physically, but spiritually they're right next to him ﷺ. And there's some people that are right next to him, and yet they are blind, and spiritually they are far away from him ﷺ. And this is the day and age that we're seeing that. You know, the mountains of Makkah al-Mukarramah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala pegged this earth with mountains as a stability, as a protection, to hold the land firm. It is in this day and age that mountains are being demolished to make way for palaces, to make way for hotels, to make way for roads, to make way for shopping complexes. And these people are digging their own destruction, and then they have the audacity to raise their fingers against the graves of the Sahaba, against the masjids of the Sahaba. You know, the Turkish, the Sunnis, when they were in control, the houses of the Sahaba, they turned them into masjids. That's what they did. The house of Sayyidina Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu anh turned into a masjid. The house of Sayyidina Umar radiallahu anh turned into a masjid. Why? So that it would be preserved, it would be protected. People would worship there. A'udhu Billah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive us that we have got to see that day and age where people are talking about destroying the place of the birth of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. A'udhu Billah. This is the sign of Islam. You know, the relics of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his blessed hair, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, his blessed sword, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, his blessed clothing, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, his blessed family, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, his blessed land, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, the blessed well from which he took water, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, the blessed tree that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam leaned against, the blessed mimbar that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam ascended on, the blessed masjid that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam prayed upon. These are the proofs of Islam.